It's not often that a small airplane is cleared to land at San Francisco Airport. But October 13th was a very special day. We were allowed to participate in the United Family Day at SFO in conjunction with Fleet Week. So my friend and I took an early flight from Livermore Airport, which is about 20 miles from SFO. Very early morning airport takeoff at about 7 o'clock in the morning. So here we are getting ready to get on runway 25 right, and you'll be able to see us taking off here. Beautiful morning, clear skies, great day to fly into SFO, which a lot of times of the year is very cloudy, but this time of the year in the morning it's crystal clear because it's the fall. So here we are taking off on at Livermore Airport. You can see in the distance the foothills of the East Bay, and off to the you'll see here shortly that we will be over 580, 680 interchange. It's just underneath the airplane. And right ahead of us where the nose is pointed is Route 580. We're heading west, obviously. Here we are over Hayward. You can faintly see on the right-hand side of the airplane Hayward Airport. And we're coming up on the San Francisco Bay. Now we are over the San Mateo Bridge and we're cleared into the Class Bravo airspace. When a pilot hears that, to me that's really exciting because it means that you're allowed to get in the airspace where the big boys are. So Class B airspace is the airspace over SFO in this case. And now we have the runways in sight. We're going to be landing on 28 right. You'll be able to see as we come up here the parallel runway on the left, 28 left. There are also two runways that are perpendicular, and those were in use today. So we had to come in, and you can see the approach indicators here right before the runway. We're coming over the approach indicators. And then here is the runway coming up, 28 right. There were planes that were landing on 28 right, so there was an airplane parallel to us on our left-hand side, landing on 28 left as we were on 28 right, and there were also airplanes taking off on runway 1, and so that's a perpendicular runway. So you'll see when we get to land, here we are about to land on 28 right, and as we land we were asked by the tower to get off on the taxiway as soon as we could because we didn't want to cross the perpendicular runway where the airplanes were taking off. So here we are taxiing, just landed on the runway. We're taxiing over to get off the main runway. Here we are at the United Maintenance Hangar. It's a gigantic facility on the northeast side of the airport where United does maintenance for its airplanes. We had the ability to go in and look at all of the shops there. We parked the airplane and put it on display. So you'll see the big airplanes that they had set out for United Family Day, where the employees and family of United airline workers could come and take a look at what they were doing. Here we are with the airplane on display at SFO in the United hangar area where friends and family were allowed to see what was going on. It was a really fun day, beautiful weather. And my friend Natasha. Here we are getting ready to take off on 28 right, the same runway that we landed on. We're just waiting here for clearance to take off, and now you'll see us. We had our clearance, and now we're getting ready to get on the active runway, 28 right. We'll be taking off, heading towards San Francisco. So here we go. Getting on the active runway. And now we are taking off. Lining up. Getting in the center line there. And now we're taking off. You'll be able to see off on the right a lot of the hangars where we just were at the event. And we're off the ground now, heading towards San Francisco. Then we had a clearance to make a right-hand turn, and then another right-hand turn, so that we were lined up parallel with the runway, but in the opposite direction. And then here we are, parallel to the runway in the opposite direction. And now we're cleared to make a left-hand turn and head towards Hayward. So this is Hayward Airport area that we're coming up on now. And then as we fly over the Hayward Airport, and now we're heading towards Livermore Valley. We're actually over 580, 680. 580 is on the right-hand side. Dublin is on the left. And Pleasanton is on the right. You could see the runway in the distance on the far right for Livermore Airport. We're now on a downwind leg for runway 25 right. And now we're turning base for runway 25 right, and that's Isabel Road there underneath us. Now we're perpendicular to the runway, getting ready to turn final. You can see us turning final right about now, and you can see the runway coming into sight almost ahead of us. We're on final approach here. The hangars where I keep my airplane is on the right-hand side there. Lining up on the runway, coming in. And here we are, just about there, getting ready to touch down on 25 right. Finally home again after a really great, fun day at San Francisco International Airport, playing with the big airplanes and hanging out with United Airlines employees. Thank you, United Airlines.